The playoffs are here, and you can predict the action all the way to the finals with FanDuel Predicts. Predict the spread, the total points, and even the game-winning moments that make the playoffs. Sign up and get a $25 bonus with FanDuel Predicts.
Offered by FanDuel Prediction Markets, LLC, a registered futures commission merchant. 18-plus bonus is non-withdrawable and expires 7 days after receipt. Trading derivatives involves significant risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Manage your activity with their consumer protection tools. Restrictions apply. See terms at FanDuel.com/predicts/bonus-offer-terms.
Katz and Cosby, entertaining and informative
On the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Let's go to former Governor Rod Blagojevich and see what the heck is going on. What's going on, Rod?
Well, Katz and Cosby are all about common sense, but in Chicago, where murder rates are high, among the casualties is common sense. The teenagers are taking over the city, and we have a governor, we have a mayor who are afraid to do anything about it. And it's, it's laughable in some respects. On the other hand, it's a very, very terrible, dangerous thing. 5 police officers were run over by an 18-year-old teenager during a carnival event at like 3:30 in the morning last Saturday night. 25 people have been shot over the weekend. This is only the beginning of what obviously is going to be another long, hot summer for the people of Chicago, citizens of Illinois. And I guess I have a question for both of you, and it's very simple. Are you ready?
Yes.
Have the adults in charge of Chicago and Illinois lost their minds? Johnson and Pritzker? That's my question to you, Rita and John.
That's an easy yes, yes, and yes. All right.
Okay.
You got to give us a tough one. So, so Governor, as we're talking about, when you talk about losing their mind, I was watching Brandon Johnson, the mayor there of Chicago. And his comment was so ridiculous. One of the guys I was looking at in one of the shooting incidents, he had this long rap sheet. It bled over to a couple pages. And the first thing his comment was, parents need to watch their kids. What about, they still don't seem to get it.
No, it's a terrible comment. It's unfortunate because the reality is, unfortunately, some of those underprivileged neighborhoods, there's only one parent, and she's 15, 16, 17. And then there's a grandmother. There's no father. There's no authoritative figure. But more than that, the police officers are on the run. They're afraid to do anything to kind of keep the peace because they know the Democratic politicians, Johnson and Pritzker, don't have their backs. And these teenagers are not stupid. They know that. We're talking about 18-year-olds, 17-year-olds, 13-year-olds. Hundreds of them out on the street the other night. They've done this in downtown Chicago, by the way. But the other night it was in a low-income, underprivileged neighborhood where black people live. And here again, the black community gets screwed because they can't rely on the police to even keep their neighborhood quiet at 3:30 in the morning. And here's the admonition that the Democrats basically give to these young teenagers. It's basically this. They're basically telling them, listen, we don't want you to shoot up the city. We don't want you to rob stores or hijack cars, terrorize taxpayers, and we don't want you to run over police officers with a car, which one kid did, running over 5 officers. But if you do, we're warning you, we're going to send you to community-based intervention programs. That's their solution.
It's so sad. And they wonder why there's this revolving door. Governor, I'm curious, the whole case of Sheridan Gorman was this horrible case. She was the Loyola college student, remember, who was shot in the middle of the night. Have you heard any politicians there say we could have done better for her? Her parents spoke out last week at a rally in New York because they're from New York. And talked about just how the system has failed them. And they feel the politicians there in Chicago have failed them.
Well, no Democratic politician has done that. Darren Bailey, the Republican nominee for governor, has. But he's facing a very tough challenge. But the Democrat politicians who used to be eager to say those things, like Governor Patterson or me or Mayor Daley when he was here, even Bill Clinton, clearly, we recognize the importance of public safety as the first duty of government, and that you have to shore up and be on the side of the police and the law and the enforcement of the law. But today's Democratic Party, as we've discussed before, is no longer even close or remotely like the Democratic Party of Governor Patterson or Bill Clinton or me. It's a very different party. It's a party of socialists and Bolshevists and anarchists.
Yeah, that's a sad state of affairs. Judge Weinberg.
Governor, good to talk to you again, sir.
Hi, Judge. I wish you were my judge when I had to go before the judge.
I would have dismissed everything, believe me.
Yes.
Thank you.
So let's be clear. You have your current governor, Pritzker, and he thinks of himself as presidential timber, and he wants to be a candidate for the presidency of the United States. So what is it exactly that he's running on? What are his accomplishments for the state of Illinois?
Well, raising taxes 51 times on the people of Illinois, he's done that. He's also,
that's a record.
He's done that. His whole issue is whatever Trump wants, he's against. No matter how good it might be, how sensible it might be, he's against it. And then he calls press conferences and does what he does, and then on top of that, pretty much it. It's really a terrible situation. He's so determined to run for president, and he has no chance. I know something about politics. If there's anybody out of Chicago, Illinois, who might have a fighting chance, it would be Rahm Emanuel. It's not J.B. Pritzker. And but he thinks by over pandering to the left wing of the party, he could disguise the fact that he's a billionaire, and those people hate billionaires.
Yeah, it's a mess. Well, former Governor Rod Blagojevich, we love having you on. Thank you for speaking common sense, which we appreciate.